What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Now, this video is an impromptu video. At the time of recording this video, we did hear that we have gotten some recent WWE releases, and they're still ongoing. Apparently, at the time of recording this video, I'm gonna try to keep you guys updated as much as I can. But the names that we have so far being let go by the WWE post WrestleMania is Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Katana Chance, and we've gotten some other ones over the last few minutes. Cora Jade, Eddie Thorpe, Gigi Dolan. Honestly, I'm gonna go through a lot to go through these names and talk about it because I feel as if as a wrestling fan I do need to talk about this. So I understand that WWE is a global company, right? A well-known company, and it is a business at the end of the day, especially with them now having TKO and they have to answer to other people. It's not just how it was when it was just them strictly running everything in their day-to-day operations. So I understand with a company, and especially with a company like this, not everybody is going to be used, and that is understandable. But my problem is this: why are we simply getting all these wrestlers, right? You're hiring all these wrestlers and you do absolutely nothing with them. If you don't have a plan in place for these wrestlers, don't bring them to your company. It's simple as that. You're just hoarding money at this point. You're literally just blowing money on talent that you don't even know what you're going to do with. You don't. And I'm going through these names. Dakota Kai. Recently, she said she wasn't injured, and it looked like there were plans that she was going to come back potentially with the rest of Damage Control because we know Kairi Sane is out, we know Asuka's out, so she could have came back with them, and then we would have got back to doing Damage Control over again. But now she's out, and she got released back a couple years ago. They brought her back in 2022. She was Women's Tag Team Champion and stuff like that. It looked, and then and I would say even going into Money in the Bank last year, she was being one of those women that the fans were really behind, especially with them having Money in the Bank, especially how she was vocal about her wanting that opportunity and be used and be featured. And the fact that, they bring in the Women's Intercontinental Championship. She was a name that I think a lot of people wanted to see win that championship. When it came down to her and Lyra Valkyria in the finals, people wanted literally Dakota Kai to win that championship, and she didn't. They gave her a rematch. She lost. She was nowhere to be found at WrestleMania. I'm thinking, okay, well, if she's not at WrestleMania, maybe we can do something post WrestleMania, especially if we're going to have Kairi Sane come back and Asuka come back. She could be in the forefront of that. If you want to turn them against EO and have all three of them together, that's fine. There's something for you to do. But now that you have these women's mid-card titles, you need actual talent to fill out the division. If you don't have that, you have the tag team division. There's things for them to do. And also on top of that, people are going to be sitting here gloating at the fact that this is, okay, well, this is going to happen. But if you want to be honest, this is literally come off the cusp of them literally announcing them signing a deal and buying AAA. What are we talking about? They have other deals with TNA. They have a deal, none other, with PWG. Like, there are so many opportunities for these men and women, and I'm going to get to all of these other women and men in just a second. But, like, Dakota Kai, if you didn't have anything to do with her, you had things for her to do. You could have sent her down to NXT and let her be on her own if you wanted to do that and had her be a singles competitor. There's a flourishing division down there with the North American title down there for the women, and a flourishing NXT women's division as well. And you could have done that. You could have sent her to TNA. She would have killed it over there with the talent that they have. You could have sent her to do some stuff in AAA if they're still going to be having their own separate company and everything like that. You could have sent her to PWG. You could have literally done a plethora of things, so there's no excuse why you can't find something for them to do. If you don't have a plan for them, don't bring them to your company. It is simple as that. Let's talk about the next thing. Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman just came back 2 years ago. This is a guy, if you didn't have anything to do with him for the main event scene, he could have been a stellar addition to the mid-card scene, what if it's for the Intercontinental Championship or the U.S. Championship. He was just seen a couple weeks ago on SmackDown. Look at the division that they have over there for the U.S. Championship. You got Jacob Fatu running roughshod over that division. You have LA Knight over there. You have Andrade. You have Damian Priest. You have, who else you have over there? Drew McIntyre. There's a plethora of names in that U.S. title division. You have Carmelo Hayes, The Miz. This is another guy you could add to that division and make it even bigger than it already is. You could have put him over there on Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. You got Braun Strowman and Braun Breaker. They can have some great magic, and we've seen what him and Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed could do. Like, you have opportunities for him to do stuff there too. Then you also have, the Wyatt Six. You could have put him in the Wyatt Six faction with the tie-ins that he has with Bray Wyatt, RIP to Bray Wyatt, but he has tie-ins to put him in the faction. But you don't do that either. What are we doing? What are we doing, WWE? If you want to bring these people back, you need to have a plan in place for them. What if it's for them going after the Intercontinental Championship, U.S. World Championship, going over to NXT for a little bit, then bringing them up to the main roster? Have a plan in place. If you don't have a plan in place, what is the point of wasting your money when you can use it on something else? It's simple as that. And let's talk about some of these other people. We have Kane, Connor, Katana, Chance. One of the only legit tag teams you have in your women's tag team division. That tag team division is dead. It has no life whatsoever. This was one of the only true teams that actually were a legit tag team. Going back to NXT, you literally had Becky and Lyra win the tag team titles. You had Bayley and Lyra win the gauntlet match. For crying out loud, you could have gave it to a plethora of anybody else. You could have literally gave it to literally a legit tag team in Kane, Carter, and Katana Chance, but you didn't do it. What did you do? You literally set them aside for WrestleMania when this could have been a legit opportunity for them in their careers, for them to compete at the biggest stage with two of your bigger stars and up-and-coming stars and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This would have been a better match than what we got at WrestleMania when it was just a glorified squash match at WrestleMania with Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. This would have been a better match that it actually would have made sense. An actual tag team. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Then let's talk about some of these other names. I hope Kate and Connor, Katana Chance, if I'm being honest, they should go to TNA. Have them go to TNA. They have the Knockouts tag team titles. Let them go over there. Let them feud with Ash and Heather by Elegance for the tag team titles. Dakota Kai should go to TNA as well. Like, if you want to be honest, she would add a lot to that division. Another person we got to talk about is Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler was dead on arrival when she came into the main roster. I'm gonna be honest. She was a killer in NXT when she was NXT Women's Champion. She was a woman that you did not want to mess with, because if you did, you were going to pay the consequences. She was choking people out left and right. People who thought people were gonna win this match against Shayna all those times. Shayna was defying the odds and won. She came up to the main roster after losing the title to Rhea Ripley, and it looked like they were going to push her. And then what happened? You gave the Royal Rumble win to Charlotte Flair for no reason, and then had her go down to NXT. Why? Then you have her make up for her losing at the Royal Rumble by actually booking her like the monster she is in the Elimination Chamber match, only for her to lose against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And after that, she was done. There was no coming back from that. She couldn't recover no matter how many times we could sit here and have a discussion about it. She was dead on arrival. All that time you could have built her back up. You had her be in the tag team division with numerous partners like Natalya and Nia Jax, for crying out loud. Then you look like you were getting a glimpse of hope when you had her and Ronda, and then they dumped on all that. Then she ended up joining Pure Fusion Collective, and we haven't seen anything with them since Sonya Deville's left. She was dead on arrival when she came up to the main roster, and then now we're seeing other people being released and stuff like that. Eddie Thorpe. He was, he was doing his thing at NXT. He could have been a great addition to the North American title scene because now you have another addition to that flourishing division. Then we got Cora Jade. What are we talking about? Cora Jade is only 24 years old. She could have been the future of not only NXT, but the entirety of the WWE Women's Division. Why are we releasing the WWE Women's Division when it's already literally slim as it is? If you're looking at what we're seeing right now, look at the main event scene on Raw. All we have is Io, Rhea. You had Bianca, you got Liv whenever they want to put her in that, but outside of that, you don't have anybody else. You're trying to build up Jade Cargill, and you have Charlotte, so it's like we're not building up anybody. Shayna was a guy you could have built up. Cora Jade is a woman that you could be building up for the future, but you're not doing that. Then you recently just had her be turned on by Roxanne. You could have had her come back, get her pound of flesh, return, become back as a babyface, and literally go up against potentially Roxanne on her way out of NXT. That was the perfect way to do it, but you literally just did nothing. And now we're getting more other releases at the time of recording this video. Still, Omos is now gone. Omos was never even given a chance. Omos was never given a chance. He could have been a future star too. Like, you could have sent him down NXT if you didn't have anything to do with him. You had him in Pro Wrestling Noah, killing it, and it was a tag team champion. But you literally had him vacate the title, give the title up, because you quote unquote say you had plans for him, and you had done nothing with him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing with Omos either. Homo sapiens rise if you're seeing this. Like, what are we doing? It's 2025 WWE. There's no excuse why you cannot find something for these men and women to do. I'm just going to be honest. There's no excuse. When you have other places for them to do, if you can't find something for them on the main roster, send them to NXT, send them over to TNA, send them to AAA, send them to PWG. Like, there's no excuse you can't find something for these men and women to do when if you want to be honest, a lot of these men and women that I just named could have been better in the WWE, but the booking for whatever reason was atrocious. It was atrocious. I'm gonna be honest. For a lot of these men and women that I just named, it was atrocious. They done nothing. And WWE is gloating about them having this record-breaking stuff and them selling out tickets and all this, that, and the third. And that's fine, don't get me wrong, but there's no reason you should be gloated by when you're releasing your talent. The talent that are literally busting and grinding to get better for your company, to better themselves, not for not just for themselves, but for their company. And this is what you do. You release them. You don't even try to do anything with them. You don't even give them an opportunity to literally succeed. You don't. A lot of people might think that they're trying, but no. They give them a little taste. They dangle these carrots in front of them, and they don't do anything. They don't. They do nothing. Because if they were really trying, we could be sitting here and having a conversation how Braun Strowman is going after the U.S. championship or could potentially be a U.S. champion. If they were trying, we could be sitting here having a conversation Dakota Kai is Intercontinental champion. We could be sitting here and having a conversation that literally that the true tag team and Kate Carter and Katana Chance are your tag team champions. Shayna Baszler is is on her mean streak again and is going after a championship. Cora Jade is finding herself and she's going after a championship of her own, proving that she doesn't need anybody but herself. That's trying. But this right here, just releasing them, it doesn't sit right with me. I get that it's a business, and I've said it before, and I say it again. It's a business. I understand that. But when you have talent like this, like actual great talent, Dakota Kai is a great talent. You have Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, a great talent and a true tag team. One of the only tag teams you legit have in your tag team division. Shayna Baszler, a killer, ready to go, ready to be unleashed. Gone. I don't know, bro. I really don't know, y'all. Y'all comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel about these releases. I'll try to keep you guys updated if we get any more releases. But those are just the ones that I have been seeing so far, and stuff like that. Y'all comment down below. Let me know how your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Road to 2,000. Oath goal is 10,000 by the end of 2025. Super kick that like button. Superman punch that post notification bell. And spirit the subscribe button. Takes 3 seconds out of your day. Do those 3 things for me. Helps in the progression on my channel as well. But with that being said, hope everyone has a great day. Great rest of your Friday. And if, like I said, if we get any more updates, I will keep you guys updated. But with that being said, hope everyone has a great Friday. Great rest of your week. Great weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next video.